Every time I score a goal like this, I can't help but to think about the beauty of the 4-3-3 formation. So let me tell you why this formation is not just popular, but one of the best in FC 25. If you need coins to buy high-end players and make your dream team, you gotta check out lootbar.gg and their ridiculously low prices. Their prices are already 10% cheaper than any other platforms, and I've got you another 8% off by using my code OMID. Plus, after you purchase, you receive a free 5% extra coins, more than the amount you actually ordered. Many familiar faces in the content creators community are using loot bar services, so you know you're in safe hands. And with a super fast and safe delivery system, you can have your coins within 30 minutes. So make sure to check out lootbar.gg and their amazing prices, and don't forget to use the code OMI to get that extra 8% off. The link is in the description. Hey everyone, it's Omi Dexter and welcome back to another video on this channel. If you're a fan of 4-3-3 formation, today's video is definitely for you. I'm diving deep into one of the most popular formations in the game, the 4-3-3 attack, formerly known as 4-3-3-4. And whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, understanding this formation can give you the edge you need to dominate the pitch. For me, the beauty of the 4-3-3 lies in its balance. You typically have a solid defense with 2 fullbacks ready to support a stacked trio of midfielders, and 3 forwards who can create and convert chances. Alright, now let's talk about the tactics and how we're gonna set this formation up. The formation is obviously gonna be the 4-3-3 attack, the one with the 2 center mids and a cam. To build a play, you can go with counter. Counter works great on this game, but if that's too fast for you or you're feeling your players are getting too out of position, you can always switch it back to balance. I've used both a lot and I'm slightly leaning towards the counter option. The defensive approach, we're gonna go high. Again, if that's too high for you or too risky, you can always switch it back to 50 with a more balanced approach. Now let's move on to the player roles, and this time we're gonna start things off with the wingers, who are the most important players in a 4-3-3 setup. Since we don't have 2 strikers, the key is to set them both on inside forward and balance. This pulls defenders out of position and creates a critical space for your striker. But here's something I like to do. I take my most impactful winger and I set the focus on attack. Similar to what we used to do with one of the forwards on the 4-3-2-1 in FC 24, this will make one of your wingers to play kinda like a wide secondary striker. You lose some build-up passing option on one side of the pitch, but the trade-off is well worth it if you can pull off quick counterattacks. Which again, in this broken game, is how you score most of your goals. Here, as you can see, one of my wingers is playing on the same line as the striker, while the other winger starts a late run from the back. The stay forward winger attracts the attention of the 2 defenders, and that's how we create this chance. Next up, we have the striker, and we're gonna start this striker with advanced forward and attack. Make sure the focus is on attack and not complete, because you don't want your striker to drift wide and leave the center of your attack empty. But in a tough match where I can't score a goal, I like to sub out my striker and bring in someone tall and put the instructions on target forward. Target forward is so underrated this year. Even if your striker doesn't have the role plus, the fact that they're tall is gonna just put them in the perfect position for the crossings. And trust me, in those matches where you just can't open up your opponent, this helps a lot. Next up is the cam, and I've played with Playmaker and Shadow Striker. Honestly, both are fantastic options. So my suggestion would be, if you have a shooter playing as your cam, someone like Bellingham, go with Shadow Striker. If you have a passer or dribbler, someone like De Bruyne or Foden, you go with Playmaker. And even if you go with a shooter playing as your cam, they still need to have fantastic passing, because this player is going to connect everything on the pitch. Now moving on to the center mids, we're going to have one of these players on holding and the other one on Playmaker. Who are we going to have on holding? The one with the more defending, right? No, actually the one with the best long passing. Especially if you decide to leave one of your wingers as inside forward and attack, this diagonal pass is always just gonna be golden. All in all, your 3 midfielders are gonna be under a lot of pressure when they're building up, so I suggest having players with good dribbling and fantastic passing here. Honestly, you can get away with not having the pace or defending, but if you stay locked in under the press and can't build up out of your own half, you're in trouble and you think the formation is not working. But the fact is, you're gonna need 3 players playing as your midfielders who have amazing passing stats and play styles. Next up, we move to the defense, and the two center backs always need to be on defender and defend. I'm not just saying it because my players have the Roll Plus or Plus Plus version. I bought these players because they have the Plus or Plus Plus version of the defender. The other two defending options are just not reliable in my opinion in the meta. And for the fullbacks, I have both of my fullbacks on fullback and defend. What you can do is having one of your fullbacks on the same side of the holding center mid on wingback and balance. The 4-3-3 attack is solid defensively, so you can get away with it, but you might invite some pressure on the wings, so against tougher opponents I suggest keeping this on fullback and defend, but when your opponent is easier you can always switch back to wingback. The goalkeeper we're gonna have on whatever Roll Plus or Plus Plus they have, and that's it. You can see the code on your screen and I'm gonna put it in the description as well. Don't forget, the power of the 4-3-3 is in its flexibility. If you're facing a tough opponent, don't hesitate to adjust your midfielders' instructions, turning them into a more defensive role. And there you have it lads, the in and outs of 4-3-3 attack formation in FC 25. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more FC 25 content. And let me know down in the comments what's your favorite formation and any of the tactics you want to discuss next. So this is the end of this video and hopefully I will see you on the next one.